like somebody released a bracket, and I'm not even sure who it was, but they had like projected 2026 playoffs, and it was Indiana over Notre Dame in the championship game. And it's like, yeah, that stuff's awesome. I love it. More of it. But also, that's right. Like, that's the rat poison. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of stuff where it's like, when that started popping up in the middle of the season last year, you're like, okay, like this team's already rolling. There's a mentality. It's like, that's not going to kind of penetrate what's going on here. I'm not worried about that penetrating the locker room or like trying or changing the thought process. But it's happening a lot earlier than it ever has happened in the Curt Cignetti era, which is one, earned and deserved, but two, another layer that this team's going to have to deal with.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, yeah, it's always been the old overlying theme of this season, right? Like, how is this team going to handle now being at the top of the mountaintop? They're no longer the hunters, they are the hunted. That is the first time Indiana has ever been considered like that at any point. It's also the first time Cignetti's actually been in this spot in his career, besides being a wide receivers coach at Alabama. Where, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, didn't have as much. On the overall team mindset, right? That fell on Nick Saban. How do they respond? I think it's just the overarching question that just comes down to how they attack spring, which sounds like it went according to plan, and how they attack fall camp, which just knowing how Cignetti recruits and the types of guys that he's brought in and learning about them with the Don Fisher specials and all that, I'm confident that they're maybe might even convince themselves to have a hunter mentality, right? We've heard all those stories of when Georgia went back to back. They were quoting how there were pundits out there saying they would go 6-6 the year after they won a national title. No one was saying that. Like, they just the fuck out of them. So, like, I don't know if it's going to be to that extent, but I'm confident in Sig's ability to control the locker room and make sure that they're in the right headspace to attack the season appropriately. And, it seems like, we've been following it long enough to know it seems like they've got everything figured out, but this is a newfound territory for everyone involved, obviously, as it is for anyone that wins a national title. There's only been 3 active coaches that have gone through this process currently, and only one of them has gone back to back. Now, when we look at that bracket, obviously they have Indiana at the 1 seed. I would say, considering it's the toughest schedule we faced so far, but still favorable, like Ohio State, USC at home, our road games being Michigan and Washington. So, like, if you were to pick
Nebraska,
who you want at home versus away, Ohio State, USC, or Washington, Michigan, you're gonna take Ohio State, USC at home all day. No question.
I would agree with that.
Right. So the schedule is favorable, especially considering the rest of the Big Ten, especially Ohio State. They have a very tough road. I believe Oregon is pretty favorable, but obviously not easy being in the Big Ten. I guess the point I'm getting at is that, like, this team obviously will be projected to do well. I think this team can still afford, to lose to, and I think I would still consider them national contenders in this space. I think they've earned that, and I think the program has earned that, obviously, by being national champions. And I think that's something that I think when you hear a lot of chirping, and people are obviously just waiting on our downfall, right? I saw a quote, it's like been 500 something days since we lost a football game. Great stat, by the way.
It's going to be more than that. There's still a couple of days to go, Brad, until the season starts.
I know. And it's not like we're going to lose and we're not going to lose in September. Let's be real. I'll knock on wood anyways. But it'll be interesting to see how they handle all this. Yeah, exactly. On paper, this is Cignetti's best team by far, most talented, most blue chips he's ever had on a roster. And also probably the most returning program production he's had in his time at Indiana. And in terms of, like, production at Indiana, not transfers. So obviously, like, if you're on the 2024 team, wouldn't even qualify for that. Super stoked. All right, what's next?
Do you want to Trojan Fight has an answer to your question in the chat before we dive into?
Oh, he's he's an Altadena native. It sounds like very, it's like our.
Do you have a high school?
Do you have
a
not like a little brother. It's disrespectful. We have the utmost respect for Altadena. It's basically Pasadena, but
do you have a legend for us?
I hope your family home survived the Altadena fire. Is what I'll say to that. But love to see another 626er in the chat. But yeah, shout out North Texas. Sounds like you're loving Dallas, maybe. I don't know. Back in Vince Young territory, which is kind of scary. But hopefully,
you got a legend for us, Brad, from that high school.
Oh, Pasadena guys?
From that high school.
There's no high school in Altadena.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe like John Marshall, technically. I don't know. David Long went to John Marshall Middle School, who went to my high school, and then he went to Michigan and then won a Super Bowl with the Rams. He was my high school teammate. He's from that area. Ryan Hollins, center for UCLA in their 06 Final Four run. A longtime NBA player. Chase Utley from Pasadena as well. Who else? Some other Miles Bryant in corner for the Houston Texans. Brad Loomis, co-host of the Voice of College Football at Indiana at Voice of College Football. What's the name of our show?
Indiana Hoosiers Live. At Indiana at the Voice of College Football.
No, I know.
Yeah, comment, share, subscribe. If you're watching on other, tap over to YouTube. Yeah,
mouthful. People were like, "What's your podcast called?" I'm like, shit.
Indiana Hoosiers Live.
Indiana Hoosiers Live. Indiana at the Voice of College Football.
Yeah,
I guess that's the name of the channel. Man, blanking on more Pasadenans. I mean, Bryce Young, Darnay Holmes. Freaking the list goes on, man.
it's an endless. We could literally be here all night.
Kalen Bullock, like, come on, man. We're fucking balling out here. Elijah Blades, John Humphrey. He didn't quite have the
626 stand up.
Yeah, exactly. Like 626 stand up. I can't wait to see him cry for me now that he's chosen this year. Wow. I wouldn't want to see my dad cry. Damn, that's crazy. You want to hit some chats real quick? Just get the chat involved. Alec and Goom, in parentheses, Brad, in 2024, IU beat Nebraska 56-7. Rourke got hurt, and Taven Jackson played the entire second half. He was 7 for 8 and looked really good. Signetti was not a fan of Jackson. Why? Because he thought he could do better. And he got Mendoza.
Yeah, he did a lot better.
I think he made the right choice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will always appreciate Taven Jackson. I saw Taven Jackson actually, funny enough, when we were in Bloomington. So I guess he was on his bye week. But yeah, it's I always appreciate what Taven Jackson did for this program. I was super hyped when he came in, highly touted recruit. Curtis Rourke beat him out for the starting job. It really wasn't a competition. And then again, we saw what Fernando Mendoza did last year. It's he was going to stay and be a backup or go potentially chase a starting role somewhere else. It's like kind of a no-brainer for Taven at that point. Kind of just made sense all around. But I don't think it was like he wasn't really a fan of him, but I just think
he thought he could upgrade.
He thought he could do better.
Signetti wants to win, and he felt like he could find a more experienced quarterback on the market and rolled the dice on Mendoza and outbid Georgia for him, and we won a natty because of that. So that's why, I guess. And then I would have been okay with Alberto Mendoza starting for us this year. He was very fast, and then he does have a very nice sneaky fast. He's
quick.
Yeah.
Very Haynes
Fernando has wheels, but a step above will be Alberto, who's quick, fast.
No. Fernando's a lot faster than people want to give him credit for. It just doesn't look right when he runs. It's like
6'5".
Yeah, because he literally is like a baby deer when he runs. He doesn't really understand which way his like arms and limbs are going, but like he's super athletic. Like when he starts moving, like he trucked a 230-pound linebacker like he was me trying to tackle him.
I think Signetti is in such win now mode, especially with as long as he has the staff together, that I think going for the most seasoned and experienced quarterback that you can find out there is what's top of mind for him. And I don't think he runs things truly like a CEO where, of course, I'm sure he loves Alberto and loves him as a person. He loves that family, right? Like, probably wasn't an easy conversation to have with him as well. Whereas like, hey, like I'm probably going to bring in a guy that I'm going to expect to start. You can stay and compete with him. Your money won't be as high as maybe it won't be starter money. So if you want to hit the market, that might be what's best for you. And that's probably how that conversation went. And I think players appreciate that candidness.